Hello, welcome back. This is Jane again. So this video is a continuation of last week's video. So on Sunday I meant just to cook cottage pie, but I ended up cooking an egg bake as well as bean and sausage casserole. So this is what this video is about. So in this video I'll be making two items, three items really, and I'll also be doing some washing. So I had not intended to make as much food originally, but halfway through making my lasagna, it occurred to me that we had a busy week all week round, and we were not going to have any time to cook during the week. So I needed to prepare enough food for 5 days, but make sure it's different food. So the first thing I was going to be making is the bean and sausage casserole. So I normally sprout my beans anyway, and so if you watch my videos for a while, you'll see I do actually use sprouted beans in my smoothies. So I already had sprouted beans, and this is just black eyed beans which I sprouted in my kitchen over a 4-day period, and they're in the fridge. And the reason I sprout my beans is because it's easy to digest, there's less gas, but I've also read somewhere that it releases the nutrients and we access more nutrients when the beans are sprouted as opposed to eating them when they're not. And so that is why I sprout my beans. So I got a kit which is 2 sprouting jars and a rack, and they're like £15 from Amazon, and I've used it for over 1 year, and I really like that system. So you'll see me boiling the beans and then making the sauce. So I make the tomato sauce with 1 tin of tomatoes, then liquidize half a pepper and 1 courgette. The reason I liquidize is because I only want you to see beans and the sausage in my bean and sausage casserole, but I still want to have vegetables, even though peppers and courgettes are fruit, and so are the tomatoes. I want to have some veggies in my bean and sausage casserole, but I don't want to actually see them. I just want them to be part of the sauce. That's why I do that. My child will not eat peppers for some reason. He used to eat them, but he does not mind the taste if it's liquidized. But he eats mushrooms, he eats courgettes, so I was not doing it to hide it from him. It's just how I like to do this sauce. And then I bake this for 15 minutes, but I baked it in the air fryer, and it doesn't seem to do the same thing as my other air fryer. So I then had to reduce this on the hob, but I had also forgotten to add some brown sugar. So I find adding brown sugar to tinned tomatoes takes away or reduces the tartness of the tinned tomatoes. So that's why I do that. And then after that, I cook the sausages in the air fryer and then chop them up into quarters. They were chipolatas actually. I quarter them and then add them to the sauce, and then he promptly decided to add the chorizo sausage as well. It's for flavor. So this meal can be had with just steamed broccoli. It can be had with jacket potato or rice. I personally prefer to have just the beans with broccoli, and that's how I do it. But I don't know what my husband will want to do or what the child will want to do. So the option is there for them to have that meal. So the next meal I made was actually the baked omelette. So it's like a baked Western omelette or something. So the recipe they gave is not what I used, but I used the recipe loosely, but I will show you the recipe they gave. And I used to make this recipe a while ago, and I liked it. So I just decided to go back to it because I'm on a weight loss diet, but I want to have more protein and have more vegetables. And and I eat only once a day, so I have one meal a day, and with that I have to be intentional with how I eat. And so I want to make sure I have a good source of fiber, but also make sure I have other nutrients in it. So for this week I'm going to be doing a smoothie, which is going to be orange based smoothie with other fruits, and then I'm going to have butternut squash soup with it, and then I'm going to have a portion of that baked omelette, and that's going to be what I'm going to eat for most of the week. And then when I run out of that, I can get into other food, because I still need to make sure I'm eating healthy, I'm eating good tasting food, but also losing weight, because that is my goal at the moment. So if you watch my shorts now, you see I've been doing fruit cleanse, but the issue with fruit cleanse is that it's low in protein, and after some time you can get to struggling with exercise, so I need to get my protein levels back up. And so then my husband requested to have this chicken with pesto broccoli, and it's quite an easy meal. We got this chicken from Costco. I usually take the bones away, and then I just have the meat, and all I do is fry it up with broccoli and then add pesto. But my child had wanted to have his with pasta instead of broccoli, and I was not going to make two meals. I'd already done enough cooking, so I decided to have the pasta and the broccoli with the chicken and pesto as one dish. I thought my husband would take away the broccoli from my son's plate, but he didn't, so my son did not eat the broccoli, he just left it there. Broccoli used to be his favorite vegetable at one point, but he's just gone off it, and he does that. He goes through cycles where he will fall out of love with a vegetable or a fruit, and so I don't push it, because I know he will come back. Overall, he still eats a lot of fruit, he still eats a lot of vegetables, so I don't try to push it. If he's not wanting broccoli at the moment, we just go to the next vegetable. And so he actually likes cauliflower, which I don't. So I put my cauliflower in the soup because I can see it, I can taste it. It's got very minimal taste, but he likes his boiled, so that's what I should have done for him, but I didn't. So maybe that's how he'll eat the rest of his meals in the week. But yeah, so that's what happened. So this is what happened on this day. This is how much food I've cooked for the week, and this is how I'm going to make sure my family is eating healthy, balanced, nutritious food. And you'll notice I don't use onions, and that's because my husband actually gets really bad reflux from onions, and as a result you'll notice I don't use a lot of oil in my cooking. So I did use oil in the chicken, but you'll notice I didn't use a lot of oil in the food, but I do use things like coconut milk, which has a lot of oil. And when I made these sausages, I did them in the air fryer, which kind of drains the oil down, so it helps everybody to be healthy. So thank you very much for watching this video, and if you do like this kind of videos, please consider subscribing. Leave me a comment below. How do you ensure you've got healthy meals for your family when you have a busy week? And have a lovely week ahead.